my name is Jennifer Becher. This is Rankin Becher. I think you should talk about how you met Sherry first, though, because you met her first before I did.
Let's see, I was leaving the house, pulling out of the garage, and she pulled into my driveway and said, I'd like to try to sell your house. And I said, I'm late for baseball practice and I can't talk.
Hi, I'm Sherry Keenan with Century21 Beggins, and it is a funny story how I met the Bechers. I was stopping by the house to introduce myself and my car blocked the driveway. The garage door goes up and Rankin is getting ready to pull out of the driveway to get to a baseball game, and I asked if I could talk to him about listing his house. And he said, well, I'm going to a baseball game. So I said, great, maybe we can touch base in a couple of days. And he said, fine, give me a call. And I said, promise? And he says, promise. And that's how it started.
The reason it was that her affiliation with Century21 Beggins that made me go, well, maybe this would be a good fit for us, because it's they have a history of being proactive with respect to FEMA compliant homes.
When we finally met for the first time, Rankin shared with me that he really respected Jim Beggins and our offices for the commitment that we showed to the beaches and our commitment to improving the homes on the beaches. So that was a great segue to working with him and analyzing the market and analyzing the homes in the neighborhood. And after showing him my comps and showing him that his home was worth way more than the 1.4 that he was trying to sell it for, he finally said, well, would you like to see my home? So after several months of going back and forth, working on the comps, drilling down into the value of the home, he finally called me and said, Sherry, I think we're ready and we'd like to list with you.
Sherry did have some good ideas getting the house ready. She suggested, I guess the bedroom, kind of make it more, to make the room look larger, I think. And then the
Some
pictures
decorating
on the walls
ideas,
and some decorating things, so. And I understand, because you want it to appeal to more people. So, I mean, take things away or rearrange things, or, yeah.
And she was a good third party to come into the mix to discuss those things with, because it's always nice to hear from someone with a little more objectivity of,
right,
your home.
I provide guidance on staging and updating items in the home that help improve the perception of the value of the home. With the experience and know-how of keeping up with trends, I keep up with all the trends, and of course everyone knows that I'm a great fan of HGTV. I know what people are looking for, and I can help guide people in that direction.
I would say that the thing that Sherry did with respect to marketing, probably the best thing was her pictures. I mean, she's a photographer, and her pictures were really, she took a lot of really good pictures, and I think, everybody looks online now.
She came out early, like 5 o'clock in the morning, and we set up kind of a dawn sort of shoot, and she took some great shots that looked very tropical. I think there were one or two in particular, that really stood out as our cover shot and became our brochure cover shot, and were very, I think, interesting to people that saw those shots, including MTV and HGTV.
Yeah. Every home has a beautiful side, and the challenge is to find the beautiful side of that home that's going to optimally market itself to the general public for sale, and finding that buyer that will love the home. With Rankin and Jennifer's house, there was no issue there. It was clearly the backyard. Here you have this gorgeous pool with this cascading waterfall surrounded by 100 palm trees with beautiful lighting around this pool. And I just knew that we needed twilight shots. And in this case, the best time for the twilight shots was 5 o'clock in the morning for sunrise. Then I came back during the day because I wanted to make sure that the interior lighting would be just as clear.
I felt like Sherry did a really good job with the showing. She was there early with every single one. A lot of times I think she would make brownies. We had lots of brownies left over. Kids like the brownies.
We have a pet And there was really no way we were going to be able to allow people to come in and just, have a combination and have some realtor bring a buyer through. So I knew that Sherry was going to have to be hands-on with each showing. That didn't really seem as far as I know, that didn't present a problem in any way.
One of the things I love about selling a home is I want to get to know the home as much as I get to know the owners. Not every realtor or every buyer is going to walk through the door is going to know about that home the way I do. So my commitment to Rankin and Jennifer is that I was going to be present for every single showing, for every buyer and agent that walked through that door. That way I could share with them every piece of the home, every part of the way. And I think that was also a great benefit. I got a lot of feedback from buyers and agents that said, thank you for sharing all this information about us, about the home, because it helped us understand the home a lot better.
We received an offer, and once we agreed on a price, the contract was a residential contract that Sherry utilized instead of an as-is contract. Prior to that, we had done an inspection and made sure that the house was in sellable condition and a good quality condition. The buyer came in. They did find a few things that needed to be done, and we complied with those. And as a result, the contract, I guess, from what my understanding was, is as long as we complied with every need, that there really wasn't as many options for the buyer to back out of the contract.
Another benefit or offer that I suggest to my clients is pre-inspection. I think that most people, they would say, oh, I take care of my home. And they don't realize that sometimes things creep up on them. So I always say, hey, let's get an inspection, get a real inspection, because ultimately when it goes under contract, an inspector's going to come in and inspect your home. So why don't we inspect the home, find out what little things need to be done, take care of them, so that when the time comes, another inspector will come in and say, whoa, everything's pretty much taken care of, and we're prepared. And we did that with this home. So with those components, with the staging photography and pre-inspection, we're now ready to put your home on the market.
With respect to Sherry, she absolutely worked for us.
She worked very hard. I know she did.
Yeah.
And the contract was just, getting the contract signed was just part of it. Getting through the rest of it was also kind of a hurdle. There were little hurdles, and she helped us through those too. So it was huge. I felt like.
Yeah, and as far as her diligence, that absolutely was the thing that made, I'm sure, a big difference, is that there was her resources and her prioritization of the way she handled our deal and our circumstances. Every bump in the road was handled as expeditiously as we could do it. We had to work through a dozen issues that kept maybe threatened the deal or left us thinking that we needed to do something to improve the home or whatever it was, but we feel like she was on the job 100% of the time. I never felt like there was any real drop off.
No.
I love working with people and helping them buy and sell their homes. And I love working for Century21 Beggins because we both have the same mantra: we've got your back. And between me and my company, we're there for our clients. We're trained to help get them from point A to point B with minimal disruption and minimal stress. And that's no easy feat. Selling and buying a home is very stressful. There's a lot of upheaval involved. And I want people to know and hope that they know I'm there for them. I'm going to help make it happen. And you will be my top priority in how we get this done to your betterment, to meet your goals. And if I've done that, then I've succeeded, and I feel that I've done a job well done.